Hello, my name is Suzane Cavalcanti, and I'm a PhD student at MIT. Today I would like to share with you some of my research on understanding the steady state and dynamic behavior of distillation columns with dry stages. So why is this important? Distillation is one of the hallmarks of the chemical industry, and pretty much every plant has at least one or usually several distillation columns. Engineers need to use computer software to understand and simulate their processes. But the problem is that the existing software that engineers use still runs into a lot of errors because it cannot model dry distillation stages. But with our non-smooth process models, we are able to achieve that. In this first section of the poster, I illustrate how one of our process models would look like. We use non-smooth functions, which means they're not differentiable at certain points, and we can see kinks on their graphs. The good thing is that we have the mathematical tools needed to solve these more complex models. So the next question to ask is, what is the steady-state behavior of these systems? That is, how would they look like in long-term stabilized operation? We can see that in the second section of the poster. With our model, we have discovered that for certain critical operating conditions, instead of a single steady state, which is what everyone would expect, we actually have an infinite number of different steady states. And this graph illustrates how these infinitely many states would look like, with one or several stages being dry and operating without any liquid inside our distillation column. Now the second question is, could we reach these steady states in a real column? To answer that, we see on this third section of the poster that we can use non-smooth dynamic models and stability analysis to predict how these distillation systems would evolve in time. We found that this set of multiple states is indeed stable, which suggests that in the future we could carry out experiments to see and validate this behavior. Another interesting point that is illustrated in the third section is that our models also predict infinitely many steady states for a very simple system, a single-stage flash vessel, as long as a weir is present to retain the liquid phase. In the graph, we see dynamic trajectories in blue converging to the set of steady states in red. In conclusion, we can use non-smooth process models to understand and predict the behavior of dry distillation columns, both in steady state and dynamically. This understanding will help to prevent those errors that engineers still face today when using computer software. Thank you for your attention, and thanks to HIF for funding my research.